My name is Matt Lieber. I'm Jackson Lieber's father. In my capacity as a 20-year Army aviator, they call me Chief Lieber. Today, I'm just here as Jackson's dad. I come here today to once again ask for answers about how and why my son Jackson Lieber was shot twice by Liberty Hill police officer Esteban Gomez-Sanchez. My family and I have very little information regarding how it all happened. The official releases from Liberty Hill Police and Williamson County Sheriff's Office have been vague, deliberately vague. It seems that these agencies are more concerned with protecting their organizations than assisting me or my family come to terms with the loss of Jackson, who was my son, a grandson, a brother, a nephew, a cousin, and a friend to many. Whatever circumstances led to the tragic death of Jackson at the hands of Officer Gomez-Sanchez remain a mystery to me and my family. What we do know is that Jackson was a gift. Those who knew him knew a kind and thoughtful person. He was incredibly smart. He graduated his high school as a valedictorian of his class. He had a tremendous gift for music. He could play any instrument by ear. He taught himself how to play the drums, the cello, the bass guitar, and the oboe. He was naturally inquisitive and intellectually curious. He liked to learn about everything, from flying airplanes to working on cars. And he didn't just want to know the what the answer might be. He would go the extra step to learn the how and the why this particular answer was correct. That sort of curiosity isn't normal, but Jackson wasn't normal. He was exceptional. He was so unique. Most of us just meet people. Jackson always tried to understand people, everyone as he met. At his memorial service, friends he'd made from all over the country came to pay their respects. Friends that last saw him 11 years ago came because of the impact he'd had on their lives. One young man confided that Jackson's friendship had saved him from an abusive situation that was happening to him at home. He told me that Jackson's kindness had saved his life. Jack was 10 years old then. That's the kind of person he was. He was the light of our lives, and we will always love him, and he'll always be my boy. As a father who has lost a son, let me tell you how incredibly callous it sounds to hear, "I can't talk about an open investigation," when that investigation is the shooting death of your son by a public servant who is supposed to protect people. The Texas Rangers are conducting an investigation. We have cooperated with them fully. But this has very much been a one-way conversation. We provide information, they refuse to tell us anything. And then there's the Liberty Hill PD and Williamson County Sheriff's Office. They simply refuse to respond to any of our requests for information. Silence, secrecy. We are told they will not release any information until the investigation is complete, which could be months from now. My question is, why? Other law enforcement agencies around the country have created policies that require the release of information, including body cam videos, within just a few days or weeks after an officer-involved shooting. If they can do it, why can't Liberty Hill Police Department? Allowing me, Jackson's mom, or our attorney to watch body camera footage would not alter the content of the video. What I do know was that Jackson was not armed. Of course, all of the officers on the scene were armed, yet apparently only Officer Gomez-Sanchez discharged his weapon. I keep asking myself, if the threat of Jackson was so imminently dangerous, why did none of the other officers on scene feel the need to discharge their weapons? There's no doubt in my mind that the officers had non-lethal alternatives. Additionally, 7 hours passed between Jackson's shooting and the notification of my family. 7 hours. 7 hours to notify family members when Jackson lived less than 20 minutes from the location of the shooting at a home in Georgetown where he lived with his aunt and uncle. 7 hours is more than enough time to write a press release shading the truth and allowing all the officers to get their stories together. I don't like being cynical. I don't like being suspicious of police officers. I was raised to respect law enforcement. I was raised to respect our American institutions. I've given my entire adult life to serving our country as an Army aviator. I have done so proudly and with purpose, and I've tried to do my best to do so with honor and integrity. But here I sit in my cynicism and suspicion solely because of how we've been treated after you killed my son, then refused to even answer the most basic questions. We didn't even learn what hospital Jackson went to after you shot him, the hospital where he died, until we got the death certificate application from the funeral home. Was the name of the hospital a secret? If not, why wouldn't you tell us? After a 20-year career as a combat aviator, I know that stepping into a position of authority always entails accepting more responsibility. I also know that authority requires accountability. More authority requires more accountability. And if your position of authority allows you to carry a firearm, you need to be ready to be responsible and accountable, even if that admits that you made a mistake. In my personal life and career, I've learned that being accountable can be difficult. It can be hard to admit that a mistake and fall on that sword. These officers took an oath, and they're members of the Central Texas community. These communities and my family deserve transparency. Protecting and serving shouldn't include the luxury of silence or secrecy. In my career, if I was questioned about my work or my choices made while in uniform, I didn't have the option to say, "I'll tell you later." I'm also a firm believer that sunlight is the best disinfectant. I'm calling on the Liberty Hill Police Chief, the Williamson County Sheriff, and the Williamson County District Attorney to remember what the words compassion and humanity mean. Allow our attorney to see the camera footage. We can accept any number of terms to safeguard the integrity of the Rangers' investigation. We don't even need to obtain a physical copy of the video. We could attend a screening of the video at your offices. Whatever works is fine with us. You took my son. Why? We deserve answers. Not months from now, not weeks from now. Today, please.